When Nephi first arrived in the Promised Land, God commanded him to make plates and keep a record of the things that had happened to him. Nephi wrote extensively about his family's journey through the wilderness, his prophecies, and his father's prophecies. This took a lot of time and effort. More than 20 years later, the Lord told him to make a second set of plates. How do you think Nephi felt? I wonder if Nephi questioned the Lord. I know I would have been tempted to say something like, "Are you sure, Lord? It's taken a lot of effort to make these plates and engrave them. I've been working on my current record for 20 years. You really sure you want me to make a second set?" But Nephi obeyed and created a second set of plates, which Jacob would later refer to as the small plates. Nephi's first record was larger and more extensive. However, the second record, the small plates, contained the more part of the ministry and more plain and precious parts of his prophecies. Why did Nephi have to make two sets of plates? He himself didn't know. In fact, Nephi said, "Wherefore the Lord hath commanded me to make these plates for a wise purpose in him, which purpose I know not." Almost 1,000 years later, Mormon was busy compiling the record that we would one day receive as the Book of Mormon. Using Nephi's first set of plates as a source record, he had abridged or summarized everything from when Lehi's family first left Jerusalem down to the time of King Benjamin. At this point in his record keeping, Mormon discovered the second set of plates, the small plates that Nephi had made. He said that the things that were on the small plates were pleasing because of the prophecies of Jesus Christ that had been fulfilled. The Spirit prompted Mormon to include the small plates in his record. Mormon wrote, "I shall take these small plates, which contain these prophecies and revelations, and put them with the remainder of my record, for they are choice unto me, and I know they will be choice unto my brethren. And I do this for a wise purpose. For thus it whispereth me according to the workings of the Spirit of the Lord, which is in me." Note that phrase, a wise purpose, the same phrase that Nephi had used earlier. Like Nephi, Mormon didn't know why he was including the small plates, but he had confidence that the Lord knoweth all things which are to come, and so he followed through on this prompting. Are you following the story so far? In approximately 570 BC, Nephi feels prompted to make a second record of his prophecies. He doesn't know why he's doing it, but he knows it's for a wise purpose in the Lord. Almost 1,000 years later, Mormon feels prompted to include Nephi's second record. He doesn't know why he's doing it, but he knows it's for a wise purpose in the Lord. Now let's jump forward in time about 1,500 years. It's now 1828. Over the past several months, Joseph Smith had been translating the Book of Mormon and now had 116 pages of completed translation. What they had translated was Mormon's abridgment or summary of the first set of records Nephi had created, covering the time period from Nephi to King Benjamin. A man named Martin Harris had been helping Joseph as a scribe. Martin had also given significant financial aid to Joseph. Martin's wife was skeptical of the translation, and Martin asked Joseph if he could borrow the 116 pages and show them to his wife. Joseph felt uneasy about this idea, but he eventually gave in to Martin's request. To make a long story short, the 116 pages were lost or stolen, never to be found again. What was to be done? The entire record from Nephi down to King Benjamin had disappeared. But the Lord revealed to Joseph Smith at this time, the works and the designs and the purposes of God cannot be frustrated, neither can they come to naught. God already knew the 116 pages would be lost, and so he had prepared centuries in advance a backup plan through his promptings to Mormon and Nephi. The small plates of Nephi, his second record, covered approximately the same time period as the lost 116 pages. What are some lessons that we can learn from this story? Consider these three. Number one, God already knows we're going to make mistakes, and he's prepared the way for us to succeed in spite of our failures. We don't need to be devastated when we mess up. Number two, we should follow the promptings we receive. Because Nephi and Mormon followed through on the impressions they felt, we are blessed today. Number three, God doesn't always tell us why we're supposed to do something. He told Mormon and Nephi to make duplicate records, but he didn't give them a reason. Maybe sometimes the Lord has good reasons for not telling us why. I can only imagine Mormon getting frustrated if the Lord told him, "Look, everything you've been working on for the past 5 years? Well, some guy in the future is going to lose it all, so you better make a backup copy." Whether or not we know God's reasons, we should follow him, knowing and trusting that he has a wise purpose. If you or I ever feel like we don't understand the reason for a prompting we receive, we can look to Isaiah chapter 55 for comfort and reassurance. The Lord has said, "My thoughts are not your thoughts. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my thoughts than your thoughts." As we follow the Holy Ghost, we will be on the right path.